It was September 17th of the year 2003 when David Saville Peck set out to break world records with his Super 7. For these world records, David chose the Nanaimo Airport, located at Cassidy, BC. Air traffic was halted for the Super 7 to make its world record attempts. With the assistance of the RCMP, David was able to drive the Super 7 and have all trials recorded officially. Of course, the center of attraction is the Super 7. Television crews swarmed around it to capture every movement and cough of the car's crew, and the large enthusiastic crowd.
Hello. Any kid who's played with a dinky toy. Dream, you know? And plus all the development and everything that goes along with it. You know, it's pretty exciting stuff.
Along with his son Jolyon, David Saville Peck helps to prepare the Super 7. He takes time out to be interviewed on the progress and the outstanding performance of the car.
Not in road traffic. That was unbelievable. So the 060 and 3.91 is a Canadian record. The quarter mile. Well, yeah, you'd have to check on the time. I'm not quite sure what the time was. Yeah, I don't know how long it was, but it wasn't very long. And that's 160 kilometers. That's 100 miles.
The Super 7 is a further development of the Caterham Super 7. The development is to incorporate the regulations of the Canadian Department of Transportation for sale and use in Canada. The Caterham was based on the original Lotus 7, designed and built by Colin Chapman of Lotus Cars. The Lotus 7 was launched in 1957. The Super 7 is manufactured in Chemainus, BC, in the workshops of Ennerdale Engineering. Components are systematically assembled, as seen here. The customer can select many options for his particular car, should he so choose. The Super 7, which David Saville Peck has brought today, is his prototype, on which future production is based. It has a 4-cylinder engine developing over 180 horsepower. It is the Suzuki GSXR 1300 Hayabusa, which revs close to 10,000 RPM. A turbocharger is optional, allowing up to 340 horsepower. All the good things such as rack and pinion steering, front and rear disc brakes, and stainless steel exhaust are standard equipment.
The best 0 to 60 we did was 3.91. If you look on those lists there, I don't think there are many cars under 6 seconds, but anyway. That's quicker than a Lamborghini Murcielago, which I can't pronounce. We did the quarter mile in 12.4 at 108.5 miles per hour. 12.4 we were hoping to be in the 11-second range, but even so, that's a pretty impressive figure for a road-going car with all its roof and road tires and everything. So those are actually about what we hoped they would be. We actually did a quicker one in practice at 3.87, I think it was. Although that quarter with a terminal speed of 108 is the best we've ever done. But the one that really impresses me is this one here, which is, it's very difficult to try and do 100 miles an hour, which is 160 Ks, but apparently as you guys saw it, I was doing 179 kilometers an hour when I put the brakes on, and I stopped in 100 feet. That's no ABS, that's road tires, just ordinary four-wheel disc brakes. That is truly unbelievable. And the third run was 5 seconds. Unfortunately, we didn't have a time on that first run, but that first run's definitely the best. Even though I was going too fast, I was trying to do 160k, but 179k is 110 miles an hour, about 118 miles an hour, and I stopped in 29.8 meters, which is 100 feet. So if people tell you that these little cars, that is mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. When you see on television and you see these cars that they do on road and track, they stop from 60 miles an hour or 50 miles an hour. And from 60 miles an hour, 170 feet is about as good as you're going to get with a really good performance, everyday sports car. But I'm blown away by that. That's incredible. We made one change actually, performance-wise, in those last runs. So what we've done is to take the tools out, take the spare wheel off, take the big windshield off and put the Brooklands aero screens on and change the rear tyres. So the car is still in record-breaking form, and it's going to be very interesting to see how much quicker it is now. The biggest advantage will be the aerodynamics. And we have to configure the car like this for our reversing record. When we were doing tests, I ran out of power at about 85 miles an hour going backwards because the windshield was like these cars are not very aerodynamic, as you can see.
And so David prepares for the world's record attempt on the airport runway. Morning performance results for acceleration and braking have buoyed the expectations of this afternoon's runs. Local TV cameraman Malcolm Chalmers accompanies David for some onboard action, at least to start. And now the serious business begins. All is made ready for some forward speed tests before the reverse speed attempt is made. Let's watch and listen.
Noticing the difference in the ratio, because those lower tires changes gear ratio by about 10%. Oh, really? 62.
Now moving.
Because you're about a foot taller than me.
I guess it's good. Yeah, that was probably
Where it come from? That might make sense for an Australian. Here we come.
Look at him.
However, cars are not designed to go backwards. We've actually had a mechanical failure now. First of all, after the first run, the reversing gearbox got stuck in reverse, so then I couldn't go anywhere forward. And finally, in this last run, the main chain drive obviously is designed to go in one direction. And when that chain's doing 6,000 RPM going the wrong way, decided to give up the ghost. So now I can't even give Malcolm a ride back. So anyway, that's the end of the afternoon. It's a shame because I was going to do some donuts for you, but that's why we left this reversing for the last. I mean, it's something that is pushing the grounds of technology to the limit, and also to my driving skill, to be honest, because trying to stop from that speed was an absolute nightmare, and the only way to stop safely was actually to spin the car. It is unbelievably difficult to steer a car straight when it's in full going forward motion, like we changed nothing at all to go backwards. So we've equaled the record. We didn't beat it. I hope you all had fun. I'm sorry I can't do another donut show. I know the uniforms are very happy that I can't do another donut, weren't they? So basically what happened is that we overstressed the whole machinery.
Here it comes.
Because you're about to foot taller than
I guess you could do that. Yeah, that was probably now moving.
because you're about to foot taller than
I guess you could do that. Yeah, that was probably
'7 Roadster is the fastest accelerating production car built in Canada. So exactly how far did it fly? CH's Kim Emerson finds out.
If sports cars give you a thrill, this may be just what you're looking for. It's kind of a Lotus Super 7 replica, but with a twist.
We're running a Suzuki Hayabusa motorcycle engine, which doesn't have a reverse gear. So we've come up with our own design of reversing gearbox, which is in the driveline. So we have 6 gears in reverse.
Almost as fast backwards as it is forwards. On this day, an attempt at the world record fails. They only managed to tie the reversing record of 161 kilometers per hour.
So what does a car like this cost? Our base price is $43,000 Canadian, and then there are options. Our goal was to get the car to the client for under $50,000.
If you want one, get in line. You might be able to have one hand-built for you by next summer. The car weighs just under 500 kilos. The motorcycle engine cranks out 185 horsepower.
The engine that we're using is from a 1300 Hayabusa motorcycle. You can get parts for it for any motorcycle dealer in the world. Of course, it's Japanese, not British, doesn't leak oil, bulletproof, reliable.
What that means for performance is simple. You can't go into a dealership anywhere in North America and buy a faster car. It does the quarter mile in 12.08 seconds. It goes from 0 to 60 in 3.23. The only thing faster is a Formula One car, but that costs more than $1 million. And you can't drive an F1 car on the highway. The Super 7 is street legal.
All I can say is that anybody who ever comes with me in the car, they get out of the car with this absolutely stupid grin on their face, absolutely asinine, and so do I.